Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining and welcome back to Wall Street Silver. Our guest today is my good friend, Mark Yaxley. He's the managing director at Strategic Wealth Preservation. Welcome back, Mark.
Thanks, Ivan. Always good to be with you.
Yeah, it's a huge pleasure having you coming back down to Wall Street Silver. It's right around that Christmas time, so everyone watching, Merry Christmas. But I wanted to get you down, to talk about everything that's happening in the gold and silver markets. There's not only just so much excitement, but there's so much, there's so much craziness around the world, so much the destabilizing devaluation of the dollar. And I just wanted to get you to speak on where you see the gold and silver markets going in 2025.
Yeah, I think 2025 is probably going to be a pretty good year for gold and silver. I was just looking at some statistics from the World Gold Council. One thing that really jumped out to me is that they surveyed the central banks in 2024 for their predictions for 2025. And 29% of the central banks said that they'd be adding to their positions in 2025, which is the
Really?
highest number on record, actually, for central banks. And 81% of the central banks that responded to the survey said that they thought globally central banks would hold more gold in 2025 than the years prior. So that's good news to start with. The predictions for gold and silver are pretty healthy. Average price they're calling for is 27.50 for gold in 2025. Now that's the average price. That was
Right.
this year's high. So we could see as high as $3,000 an ounce, maybe more. And silver, could end up as high as 40.45 with an average price of about 36.50 is the call.
And it's not crazy to say 3,000 gold at all anymore because you've seen 2008, 2009, how low the gold prices were after the financial collapse. And then they just started jumping like crazy. Around 2008, 2009, what were gold prices? $500 an ounce?
I remember them clearly. I remember those days. It was less than $600 US an ounce.
That is crazy.
Silver was, oh geez, at the time was probably $8 an ounce, something in that range.
Like imagine that, $8 an ounce for silver and 600 around under $600 an ounce for gold. So I mean right now at the average of 2750 and then reaching $3,000, that's very conservative to me.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's good to be conservative as a gold and silver investor. If you get your
Absolutely.
hopes up too high, you're always left a little bit disappointed. I think people might feel that right now. They're looking at gold dropping over the last month, silver dropping a bit, but that's completely normal. We're coming off a great year. Gold was up 28% through November for the year. Silver was closer to 40% plus for the year. So yeah, you're going to have these mild corrections, but that sets the stage for number one, a buying opportunity, and then sets the stage for another rally, which people can expect, I would say, in the second half of 2025, more so than the first half.
Welcome to the Cayman Islands, a premier offshore jurisdiction where natural beauty meets financial stability. Here, your wealth is more than secure. It thrives in one of the most trusted and respected financial centers in the world. For over a decade, SWP has been the trusted choice for precious metal investors worldwide. Our purpose-built 6,000 square foot facility sets a new standard in precious metals storage. At SWP, transparency is key. With our online accounts, monthly statements, and annual independent audits, you have full visibility into your account holdings. Celebrating over a decade of excellence, SWP has evolved from modest beginnings to become one of the world's top offshore precious metals trading and secure storage companies. We are proud to be one of the only vault operators approved by the London Bullion Market Association. Beyond safeguarding your assets, we're committed to making a difference in our community by supporting local causes and events that reflect our values. As we continue to expand and innovate our services, we ensure that your wealth is safe and strategically positioned to shield you from the uncertainties that lie ahead. Strategic wealth preservation, trusted today and ready for tomorrow.
Check out the link in the description below for Strategic Wealth Preservation's website so you can buy, sell, or even store silver and gold. And I think a lot has to do, not a lot has to do with politics because I think that still plays a minor role on silver and gold, but it still does play a part and geopolitical events. For sure, not the main fundamentals, but For like, for a little bit there, people were thinking if Trump did lose and Biden was still in office, gold would be going higher, stock market going down. But the reverse happened. So, I mean, it doesn't play a huge part, but I still think it plays a little part.
It sure did. I'll tell you, Ivan, the phone stopped ringing the day that Donald Trump got elected. Same thing happened in 2016 when he was elected. So I agree. Yeah, it does play a role. Typically, it's not as major as maybe it is right now because you've got Trump coming into office. You've got Germany who's going to elect a new government in February. France is in turmoil. Canada is basically about to oust Justin Trudeau.
Crazy.
That's just to name a few. So there's a lot of moving pieces on the political front, which means you're going to have quite a bit of volatility. Whether you be a conservative, a liberal, it doesn't really matter right now. It just means there's going to be a lot of volatility in the market, and that makes gold a good safe haven investment in 2025. And that's the reason, primarily one of the reasons that the central banks are going to be buying because they sense there's a lot of volatility in the market.
What do you think is happening in Canada with their economy? Because you've seen, uh, you know, um, the finance minister, she came out and she resigned. There was another person who came out and resigned. The role went to another minister who refused it. The role keeps going down the line. More ministers are refusing the role, and it's all because of they just I believe they lost faith in not only Justin Trudeau's actions or where his direction is going. And the balance and the budget for Canada is like the debt is absolutely crazy in Canada in terms to like the country size and the economic output compared to the US. So what do you see there, Mark?
Well, I think you nailed it on the head. I think debt is the primary issue, mismanagement of debt. During the COVID years, following the COVID years, they're unable to cap the spending. They're not willing to make the cuts necessary, which a conservative government hopefully will be able to do. But I think that's it. It's when you have such a pile of debt and you can't find the means to control it. Who wants to be the person to put their name next to that now?
No.
Freeland did so, she did she she held the position for a while. I'm glad to see her gone. I have to say, I'm glad to see
Oh
her gone.
yeah,
Probably my least favorite minister I've seen in a long time in Canadian politics. Glad
absolutely.
she's gone. I think Trudeau obviously is on a very, very, very short leash at this point within his own government. Even. I mean, they've obviously lost faith, as have you know the large majority of Canadians. So that's coming to an end. I don't know if the debt crisis in Canada will come to an end with it, but it's a good first step to make a change for sure.
And that's why the fundamentals for silver and gold, I believe, will never change because it doesn't matter if it's a conservative politician or if it's a democratic, whichever it is, whatever side of the political spectrum you're on. I think, of course, the main issue is there's still going to be more debt. There's going to be more printing. There's going to be more spending. So realistically, the fundamentals will always be there for silver and gold. Now, what new exciting things are you seeing with silver and gold for 2025?
I'm glad you asked, actually. I have two here, two things to mention. And this is kind of a common theme that I think gold and silver, especially people that are buying bullion, are going to notice. Number one, Pamp Swiss just released a brand new product feature, which they call their Bullion Integrity Program. It's basically going to be stamped on all their gold products going forward, where you can literally scan this QR code and it's going to give you direct access to the history, the provenance of that particular bar. This
What?
yeah, this used to be on the packaging. So it's not new in the sense that they've had this bullion integrity program for a while, but now it's on the bar itself,
Oh, that's so cool.
which is kind of cool. So that's a common theme you're going to see more and more producers. And then to tie that in, the World Gold Council is launching what they call responsible gold investment principles, which basically for retailers like SWP is an audit that's conducted of our business and our business practices. And any retailer that wants to participate gets this accreditation. And what it's meant to do, the World Gold Council wants more trust and confidence in the marketplace.
Right.
So they're having retailers undergo this audit by a third party. So the whole idea is for people to gain more trust in gold and silver dealers so that they'll invest more in our products.
Hello, my fellow silver and gold stacker. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching the channel. Subscribe, please like the video, and also hit the notification bell. Keep stacking. So they'll, I guess, look at the World Gold Council and then see all of these verified vendors, and what happens with the audit? What happens if someone fails the audit? They're just not going to be on that vendor, or?
Yeah, it's conducted by a company called BSI, which is an independent auditor. The results will be published by the World Gold Council. As you said, if you don't make the cut or if you're unwilling to do the audit, obviously you won't have the certification. It doesn't mean you're a poor dealer or a bad dealer. It just means you didn't pass or you didn't opt to do it. But I think it's a good
Right.
initiative in general for the market. We do have some trust issues in the marketplace that need to be addressed.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I guess a lot of the trust issues stem, especially if it's on, it depends what side of the market you're looking at. Because realistically, if you're getting silver and gold bullion physical, you're happy. But at the same time, if you get 1,000 ounce silver bar, they could even put lead in the middle too. So you have to be careful there too, right?
Yeah, there's those are the old tricks, where you basically have counterfeit products that, still a problem that exists, and by buying from a reputable dealer, generally you cut that out. But
Right.
what we're seeing right now in the industry actually is in the US, there's a lot of fraud against elderly people. Not that that's new, but it's worked its way into the precious metals space where like people are investing in their IRAs, which is their retirement funds,
Right.
and they're overpaying, they're paying ridiculous premiums, they're being taken advantage of. So this is part of the effort to reduce that risk.
Well, that's really, really nice. And before you leave us, Mark, I guess I wanted to ask you just a little bit of like what are your words of encouragement or what did you want to leave the silver and gold community with? Because, this is our last week going
Mhm.
into 2025, start the fresh year off positive for silver and gold investors and stackers. What would you like to say to all of them or even new investors?
Yeah, well, first of all, let's celebrate what was an incredible 2024. We've all been patient with especially silver investors have had to be patient. We finally saw some good returns on our investments. And I think 2025 is setting up to be quite volatile. Like you said at the beginning of the segment, there's a lot of craziness in the world right now. It seems to, that hasn't gone away. It hasn't slowed down. So I think we're going to have to deal with it as human beings, but on the bright side, your gold and silver investments will probably benefit. So, enjoy 2025.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you there, Mark. It's such a huge pleasure having you come down to Wall Street Silver. Thank you so much. Where can people connect with you guys? Where can people find SWP?
Yeah, you can check out the website, swpcayman.com. It's a very informative website. I'm sure you've checked it out before.
Oh yeah.
We're also on YouTube. We do the series called Inside the Vault, which is educational. A lot of things we talk about together are featured there as well.
Yeah, I recommend everyone watching, please go check out SWP. I'm going to put the link in the description below. Check out their YouTube, subscribe to it. And yeah, thank you so much, Mark, for you coming down to Wall Street Silver. I'd love to talk to you in the near future.
All right, Ivan. Well, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's to you as well.
Yeah, thank you so much. Talk to you soon.